Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. I just love that little song. Okay, well, it's a new day. Let's share some information. I wanted to share with you this article in the Wall Street Journal. Okay. Inflation widens married couples' money lead over their single friends. So, today is Tuesday, August 16th. Hope it's going to be a wonderful day, year 2022. So, let's go ahead and get to the article, and I'll then want to refer back to a video that I did before. I'll leave a link. Baby daddy dollars. Super dumb. Let's get to it. It's better financially to be married than single, and has almost always been the case. But the money gap between young married couples and singles has widened thanks to inflation and rising home prices. The median net worth of married couples 25 to 34 years old was nearly 9 times as much as the median net worth of single households in 2019. 9 times as much. Wow. According to the most recent data from the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, in 2010, married households' median net worth was 4 times as much. And now, after a spell of rapid inflation and more than 2 years of pandemic living, single people are getting left further behind, says economists at the Fed and elsewhere. This 25 to 34-year-old age is a time of transition. It's a time of household formation. And I think it matters whether or not you can pool your financial resources with someone else, said Lowell Ricketts, a data scientist for the Institute of Economic Equity at the St. Louis Fed. Married people are being tested by inflation too. It is just that they have a larger shared cushion, often with 2 incomes and pooled assets. They hold a greater concentration of wealth and considerably less debt, according to research from the St. Louis Fed. Having combined assets was particularly helpful over the past decade, as many households' wealth was compounded by rising health prices and a strong stock market. As people marry later, the number of sole person households is growing, which means more single people are tackling multiple financial challenges entirely on their own. Over the past 4 decades, the number of sole person households has largely doubled, according to data from Freddie Mac. And by delaying marriage, many now struggle to access money milestones at the ages previous generations achieved them. Last year, Alyssa Cruz, a 27-year-old library cataloger living in Columbus, Ohio, got a long-awaited raise that helped her build her savings and open her first investment account. With prices for essentials such as gasoline and groceries going up, she said the progress she made last year feels shaky. These days, she regularly donates plasma when she needs help stretching her budget and showing up her emergency fund. She can donate as often as twice a week, earning roughly $50 to $60 for each donation. Bigger assets such as home ownership still feel far away. Quote, if we're going off what Facebook looks like, everyone is getting married and buying houses, Ms. Cruz said. I'm stuck where I am, and I'm doing okay, but it's a renting future. And I want to interject. A renting future makes it harder to pass down generational wealth because, again, you don't own, you're just renting. When it comes to building wealth via home ownership, finding a smaller starter home once the gateway for single people becoming homeowners remains especially difficult as prices remain high, say economists. Housing affordability in June 2022 hit its worst level since June 1989, and home prices are up 44% over the past 2 years, according to data from real estate brokerage Redfin Corp. With housing prices so high and starter home inventory so low, many single people are struggling to find affordable housing to buy. This is where married couples have one of their largest advantages. Applying for a mortgage, these couples can work together to create an attractive application as well as amass the necessary money for a healthy down payment. Single women face additional hurdles to generating wealth. The gender wage gap begins to widen as early as 3 years after college graduation, a Wall Street Journal analyst found. Women also live significantly longer than men, which puts added pressure on them to finance their retirement years solo. So let me interject. Women live longer than men, which puts added pressure on them to finance their retirement years solo. So think about it. If women live longer than men, if they're married, they have a partner, they're able to build together, at least with a man, you'll be able to, as he passes on, you typically will be able to go ahead and get access to a percentage of his assets. Okay, you will be the beneficiary. So that could aid you in retirement. But if you're alone planning solo without a partner, then you have to handle it pretty much on your own. Without a partner, it's on you. But if you have a partner, then you may get a percentage which could aid you in your retirement years. So that's the benefits. One benefit of, I'm going to call it effective partnership, and I'll explain that later. So these are scary times for anyone, but they're particularly scary times, I think, for the reasons we have called for single women. Yes, you have to navigate on your own, said Jill Ganiola, a financial planner and the founder of Gianola Financial Planning. Interesting. Now, let's continue. We're almost done. Miss Cruz, right here, they're the couple, said she's taking steps to earn more money as she prepares to go back to school and earn a master's degree in data analysis. She says she would like to move closer to her family so she can spend less money on driving, plane tickets when she visits them. So this right here, this is Miss Cruz, my apologies. She's the one that's single, and also I believe the one that's donating the plasma. Now, over here is the couple. Correction, here's the couple. So here we have Gabby Kerr-Oliva, or better yet, this is a man, Gaby. Gabby Kerr-Oliva said she has seen the power of connecting finances in her own marriage. Again, here's a couple doing what? So Miss Oliva says she's seen the power of what? Connecting finances in her own marriage, a partnership. So she and her husband, bilingual special education teacher Pablo Oliva, got married spring 2020. When the Long Island, New York couple first met, Mr. Oliva was carrying $10,000 of credit card debt. Quote, I've always thought about the future, but my career wouldn't let me think beyond the financial struggles I had. Meeting Gabby opened up my vision, Mr. Oliva said. Together, they worked to pay down his debt. So Mrs. Oliva, who had the money in her savings, paid off his high-interest credit card entirely. They also arranged for Mr. Oliva to pay her back at no interest. We called it the wifey bank, she said. The security and support they provided each other in their relationship has also boosted Mrs. Kerr-Oliva's career in public relations, she said. Without her husband handling household improvements and assisting with their child care for their 1-year-old son, she wouldn't be able to work more hours or take on additional consulting jobs, all of which she attributes to helping her career grow. So with a partnership, again, she would be able to take on more hours and take on additional consulting jobs. The backup is also there should either of them encounter a financial disaster. Meanwhile, single people will face any potential disaster from health or other issues alone. While emergency savings and other financial preparation can soften the blow, they can't provide the same support. You have a built-in emergency policy with a partner. Ms. Isabel Snowhill, Senior Fellow in Family Studies at the Brookings Institution. You have someone to help bail you out. That's critical. So this article here is very important. So let me kind of hit some points here. 2 incomes. As I said before here, and again, I'll leave the link. Baby daddy dollars, super dumb. I gave a good example of that. And these are conversations a lot of people don't want to hear, in my opinion, especially in the BC, but these are conversations that we need to hear. So again, check out the video. Baby daddy dollars, super dumb. So here with 2 incomes, you can do what? You can combine assets. Now, I want to say this. We're speaking of marriages, partnerships. It has to be 2 people contributing, not one. When you have a single household, you're pretty much on your own. Well, at a single household and you have children, you have an obligation to handle children on your own. You may not be able to work more hours because of childcare. You're having to handle the whole shebang on your own. So guess what? That is going to, in most cases, it's going to bring a hindrance and also a financial hindrance. And I think that's a contributing factor to many single women with children facing eviction, facing harder times economically. So in the article, it also mentions here, believe Allison, this lady here, Miss Cruz, she mentioned she's facing a renting future. If you rent for 30 years, what will you have in retirement? Still paying rent. We have seniors now looking for a boom-mate. Why? No home ownership, they're still renting. You can't pass down your lease to a family member. It's hard to generate wealth because why? You're just constantly renting. But the one that owns a property, as we know, they'll own it. They can get a loan on it that can provide them with some financial security. Now, as a couple, a partnership, a married couple, and again, I do want to say this, we have to be on the same page. It can't be one person wants to build and one person is just spending. We have to be on the same page, but you can at least work together, okay? You can work together. Retirement. If you're a single person, you have to navigate that on your own. With a couple, especially for women, it can be highly advantageous to be married. Now, again, not to a dust bucket. It has to be, again, the partnership, we have to be on the same page. It can't be one person building and one person just taking around the person's back. It can't be that. It just can't. If that's what you have, you might want to kind of start thinking a little differently. But the thing about it, when you have a partnership, you are able to build. If you're on the same page, you have a partnership, you're able to build. That's why I did the video about baby daddy dollars being dumb. Check it out. Check out the video, baby daddy dollars being dumb. It makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. So this here, I did a video also on Patreon, about women trying to help out their men. And this here is a perfect example of this here. Again, that was on the Patreon channel. Here, the wife paid off the husband's $10,000 credit card, getting him out of debt. In return, he paid it back interest-free. Working together. How many women are sitting up here, they're paying for a man, got him in a car and all that kind of stuff? Is he going to pay you back for that vehicle? I said before in the Patreon video, when you're engaging your finances with your partner and you're having to do the boo bailout plan, that boo bailout plan, when you're billing out your boo, it needs to come with a contract. Because you can't trust some people verbally. Okay? It needs to, we're not married. It needs to come with a contract. when you're billing out your boo, for them to pay you back. If not, it's just not going to work. Okay? So this here, I want to kind of go ahead and point this out. The money gap between young married couples and single has widened. The median net worth of married couples 25 to 34 years old was nearly 9 times as much as a median net worth of single household. So as I said in Baby Daddy Dollars, I already gave a plan. If a couple finds out that, oh my goodness, we're having a baby, how long have you been together? Life is business. Life is business. This video here, Baby Daddy Dollars Super Done. Listen to the video if you would like. It's not that long. Think about it. If a lot of people, especially being single parents in the BC, if they had operated on this basis, working together, you wouldn't have as much poverty. And you wouldn't have as many people sitting up here getting evicted. You just wouldn't. We were just this weekend in some designer stores, me and my friend, checking out, the Louis V and the Gucci in those stores. And we had the conversation. I said, wow, we walked into, I think it was, that was Louis, in the Louis Vuitton store. And the lady, she said, oh, it's going to be a 45-minute wait. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not waiting 45 minutes. She said, well, that's the checkout. I said, okay, so we'll just browse around, And before you know it, we walked and I said, wow, the store in Louis Vuitton, this Sunday was crowded. A lot of people in there. So we're walking around and, we're browsing, looking at some things. And then before you know it, here comes a lady, more like 20 minutes later, it was like having a personal shopper at Neiman's, and she comes up, and, oh yes, and you're so-and-so, I said, yeah, that's me. I gave my name. Oh, okay. So what can I help you to check out? And we'll look at this and look at that and blah, 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 blah. Like having a personal shopper. I said to my friend, I said, look in the store. I said, so you look on the news and you see a lot of people sitting up here worried about rent, getting evicted. I said, look in this store. I said, now we've been in Gucci. I had to get me some more shoes. We've been in Gucci and we've been in Louis Vuitton store. I said, both the stores are crowded. You look on the news, you think everybody's doing bad. And I said, this lets you know, it's like two groups in America that we're pretty much headed to, the have and the have-nots. And I'm willing to bet you the people in this store either transfer of wealth or they know about Wall Street. I mean, it was crowded in both stores. So I wonder, the video here, Baby Daddy Dollars, sorry my voice, this video here, life is business. Life is business. And those people understand that. They're going to watch how they move. So you think about it. This here, the median net worth of married couples, 25 to 34 years old, was nearly, and that's young, was nearly 9 times as much as a single median net worth in 2019. Look what the stock market did last year in 2021. Everybody and their grandmother was balling. I know I was. Hey, we're all balling. Now, the Democrats done got in with Body Boo, another story. We're not going to get depressed here. But this right here, I want to bring this article, just something for people to really consider. Something to think about. Okay, so this video won't get as many likes. It's okay. If someone gets a message and it improves their life, their finances, hallelujah, mission accomplished. So yeah, so I'll put a link of this article here in the Wall Street Journal. I want to do more of these because let you know the thinking pattern. And you can see, like I said, what other people are doing. The same thing. I did the video on Patreon, like, don't let this be you. Women up here pulling up these men. You putting your man through school. I don't care if it's 2-day school or 10-year school. We're going to need a contract, especially not being married. We're going to need a contract. You working supporting him, we're going to need a contract. Why? Life is business. So you just think about it. Think about it. The median net worth nearly 9 times as much as our single counterparts in 2019. Gee, I wonder why. A partnership. So thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Be safe, be aware. Okay? A lot of dust out there. So we need 2022, ladies and gentlemen, it has to be about you. We need to be on wealth building. Okay? Get rich or hell not trying. And I'm out.